Hello, today we will be creating cards for the Salmon System generic card kit. The card kit has a stamp set called Frozen Fractal, a silver brilliance ink pad, a designer paper from Customs from Authentic, 2 parchment blue paper, some sequins, and 3 Simon Says cards, 1 cornflower blue, 1 cream, 1 cotton candy. So now I'm cutting a cornflower blue card in half, and I'm scoring it at 4 1/4 to create my card. Now I'm going to use the stitch rectangle dies, the biggest, and I'm going to cut it from one of the pattern piece of paper. I'm passing it through my Big Shot machine, and now I have my stitch rectangle. I'm using my Mini Misty, and then I'm going to place my stamp set and oops, it is not at the center. I used badly my grid mat, and because I'm going to emboss, I'm using my embossy body right now to take off the static. And now I'm going to use my Versamark ink and ink the stamp. I'm going to do that 2 or 3 times to make sure I have a good impression. And now I'm putting my white embossing powder. I have it set heat. I'm going to do my sentiment, and I'm using the hello there from the stamp set. I'm again using my grid mat to align it, still not in the center of the card. And I'm again embossing it with white embossing powder and Versamark ink. Now we are going to use some dimensional, and we are going to stick our paper to our card base. Now I'm going to use some of the sequin that were in the kit, and I'm going to put some sequin in the card. I'm using my Silhouette Pick Me Up tool to help me with the sequin, and I'm using some glue pen from Stampin' Up to glue it. And now I've glued my sequins, and the card is finished. For card number 2, I'm cutting a strip of 1/4 inch from another pattern paper. I'm going to put it on to the cotton candy cardstock, and I'm going to use Stampin' Up Strawberry Slush ink. I'm first gluing my piece of pattern paper onto the card. Now I'm using my Mini Misty, and I'm going to stamp one of the stamps on the side. So I'm using the Strawberry Slush ink, and I'm stamping the snowflake. I'm going to stamp it 3 times along the card edge. I'm cleaning up my Misty because some ink I transferred from the ink pad, and now I'm doing it for the 3rd time. Stamping it again to have a good impression. Now I'm going to stamp along the edge of the pattern paper. I choose Angel with a sentiment from the car kit. And I'm going to stamp it repeatedly along the edge. I'm putting a bow on the side of the pattern paper in the middle, and I'm using mini glue dot for that. And that's it, my card is finished. For card number 3, I'm going to use Warmly Stick Distress Ink and Evergreen Bow, and I'm going to use 2 of the little images in the stamp to create a background, a little flower and a round circle. I am cutting at 2 inch one of the pattern paper, and I'm going to put that at the bottom of my card. I'm now gluing this with Tombow glue. Now I'm taking some metallic ribbon from Stampin' Up. I'm now doing a bow that I will attach on top of my ribbon. I'm using mini glue dot to attach it. And now I'm going to do my sentiment. I'm using again the Hello There from the stamp set. And I'm going to use Smoky Slate, and I'm putting it on a strip of white cardstock. I'm now doing a fishtail to create a banner. And now I'm cutting it with my viscous trimmer. Now I'm putting dimensional, and I'm going to glue to the card base my card. And I'm using dimensionals. And my card is finished. I'm taking a piece of pattern paper and I'm cutting 2 small strips out of it. And now I'm going to glue those strips into my cardstock. I'm using my T-square ruler to glue them straight. The strips are 1/2 inch each. My base cardstock, I've cut it with a stitch rectangle or Simon Stay stamp, and now I'm cutting the excess paper. And now I'm placing my stamp into my mini Misty. Now I'm going to use sponge sugar distressing to stamp it. I'm going to stamp it along the edge of the card. And now it's all stamped. Now I'm going to add another stamp on the side. I'm going to use strawberry slush from Stampin' Up. And now I'm stamping the snowflake. I'm using You Are a Star with a sentiment from an old Simon Says stamp card kit. Now, because you can see that I still have some ink marks you can see around the snowflakes, I have stamped the snowflake on a piece of paper. And now I'm cutting around it. And then I will stick that on top of the other one with dimensional. And now I'm gluing my card to my card base, and I'm leaving a border all around. And that's it, my card is finished. Card 5. I'm using Tommy Sky distressing, and now I'm going to make a background with the round stamp. Now I'm using the stitch rectangle from Simon Says stamp, and I'm going to cut parchment with it. I'm passing it through my Big Shot machine, and now we have a stitch rectangle. Now on a piece of cardstock, I'm going to stamp one of the big snowflakes, and I'm checking the space with a circle die to see which one I'm going to use. I'm going to use some Stormy Sky distressing again to stamp the snowflake. And now I'm going to cut a circle with my Big Shot machine. And now I'm taking one of Simon's stamp die who says hello. And I'm going to cut hello on a piece of white cardstock. Now I'm putting some glue in the middle of the parchment, and I'm going to adhere the parchment to my card base. I'm using my T-square ruler to make sure it's straight. Now I'm putting dimensional behind my snowflakes. And I'm adhering the snowflake. And now I'm going to adhere with glue tip pen the hello. And my card is finished.